Hey guys, I'm Dr. Bill Moss coming with you from Keystone Specific Chiropractic Center, and today I'm going to be interviewing the one and only Mike Sutton. Mike is a business coach, entrepreneur, and founder of BeBuildHave.com, and he's going to be at our Impact event at our very own office on September 10th at 6:30 p.m. doing a presentation. And today we're going to talk a little bit about Mike, what he's going to be doing, and also some of the intricacies and interesting things that he's doing with his career. So Mike, I just like to welcome you. If you could take a moment and just give us insight on your background, why you became a business coach, and all the cool things that are going on with you.
That's a lot of ground to cover, but thanks for the introduction. I'm really looking forward to this event. And I talk to business owners about a lot of mindset issues and achieving their goals. A lot of my business owners are people who are really dedicated to their success and to self-development. And I know that overlaps really well with your audience. So that's how we ended up putting this together to really speak to your committed business owners. And so the topic that we came up with is leadership. And leadership isn't what I spend most of my time talking about, but I have a lot of experience and background in leadership. I think probably my first formal leadership training I got in the Marine Corps, which is fairly well
Awesome.
known for its leadership. And that was now close to 20 years ago, but I've been a business owner since then. I've studied business, I've studied health behavior change, sales and marketing all carry over into leadership. So leadership is a really important topic. And I think there's some specific challenges that these really, committed, dedicated, passion-driven business owners have, and that's what I want to be able to address with your people on the 10th.
Awesome. And Mike, what I know you've been over the last 2 years going through kind of a big transition, and I know that's a big piece of your coaching and the background and the things that you provide people. Can you tell us a little bit about kind of that transition and where it's led you to?
Yeah, and this really goes to my kind of angle on leadership and business development because I got the technical training. And the Marine Corps is real big on how do you conduct yourself and how do you present yourself and what does leadership look like and how do you act and all these kinds of things. But where I still ran into trouble with was with how do you feel about leadership and knowing that we're social creatures, we communicate emotion incredibly quickly and effectively, much easier than words communicate. And so what I found was what was really slowing me down was still just a lack of clarity and vision, a lack of trust in myself, a lack of self-confidence in some of these things. And so over the past couple of years, as you've referenced, this has kind of been my journey is to really get those things straightened out so that I could add those emotional tools to the leadership tools that I already had been taught and really get to firing on all cylinders. And that's been a really powerful combination as I've been going for the last couple of years.
And whenever I talk to you about this, I always feel like there was a switch or a moment that kind of shifted everything for you. And I know you detail that, and that's kind of what the presentation is going to be about. That's a little bit about what you're going to be talking about, and we even titled it Resistance-Free Leadership. How'd you come up with that idea, and where does that really stem from?
Yeah, and one concept that I know we both agree on is this idea that naturally, our natural state is health, happiness, and success. We are naturally able to connect with and inspire and lead and follow and all these things, unless something kind of gets out of alignment or we introduce resistance. And I think that's where some business owners run into trouble is they kind of know where they want to be, but there's something getting in the way. There's something slowing them down. And I think especially with people who are very committed, dedicated business owners, it's easy for them to make a couple or run into trouble in a couple areas. One being you understand where you're trying to go, and a lot of times you'll be frustrated when other people aren't either fully on board with that or moving at the same speed. It can feel like impatience. It can feel like why don't they get it? Why aren't they doing how I want to be doing
Right.
this? It can feel like you don't want to delegate because you feel like, well, they're not going to do it as well as I do it. So I need to hold on to this because only I can get the results that I want. And this kind of comes out of the passion that we have. But we need to really make sure that we're communicating that to the people who we want to come with us because leadership really is very much an emotional process of moving other people toward your new desired action or belief. And so we need to be clear on where we're going. We need to be clear on what we expect, and we need to make sure that we're communicating that effectively. And we need to make sure that we're empowering the people that we want to follow us to feel good and happy and comfortable, and it's making their lives better. And all these things fit together. And if we're doing that, then just with good health, success can come naturally and easily to us. As long as we're not getting in our own way with competing motivations or split focus or lack of clarity or some of these other things that can affect business owners like us who are otherwise very focused and dedicated to our success.
Right. And I know I tend to take care of a lot of people that have that mindset. They're always looking for more, or how do I become more? How do I get more out of my health? How do I get more out of my life? And how do I be the best, not just for a moment in time, but over the long haul? Now, obviously, that could be probably a seminar series, a whole year's worth of content. If we're going to be doing it in one night, 6:30 till about 8 o'clock, some socialization. How do you foresee, or how is that night going to have some? What are some of the takeaways that people are going to have and really experience?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think we can solve every leadership problem in an hour and 15 minutes. So it'll just show up and you're done, right?
Yes.
Well, I guess the main thing that I want people to understand is that the most important part is just that you're on board with it. It's easy to get frustrated and feel like I've got to slow down. I can't go as fast as I want to. I feel like things are starting to get out of control. But it's not a difficult answer. I think it's one of these things where it's a minute to learn, a lifetime to master. That once we're fully aligned, once we understand our vision and we're communicating it effectively, and we're inspiring the people around us, they're going to be naturally drawn into this message that we have because we're high energy, successful, attractive people. So that frustration that comes from everybody's not moving the same speed that I want, people don't understand my expectations, they're not doing it the way I would do it. These are all things that we just have to kind of come to terms with in ourselves and take responsibility for that. And then we can start getting those better results in every area of our lives.
Awesome.
You on board?
And I think one of the best pieces about what you communicate, and one of the best things about who you are, and we talk about this all the time, is it becomes, when you're in this place, effortless. Am I correct in saying
Yeah,
that? It
yeah.
becomes easy to really just get going and go in the direction that you want to go. So, how what is the one major reason you feel like people should you take a moment of time to come to this thing that we're putting on? We're calling it impact. You and I came up with that term because one of my missions, as you know, is to really make an impact on the community. So, what kind of impact is this going to make on people who attend?
Yeah, and I think it accomplishes exactly that. I mean, I was at your last event, and impact is a great word for it. I think that the main thing people get out of this is just that other, new information, other viewpoints. A lot of times in our businesses, probably every time in our business, we make the best decisions that we know how to make. And then if we don't get the results that we want, that can be really frustrating because I feel like, well, I already did my best and I didn't get what I wanted. So now I don't even know what to do. And learning those additional steps comes from hanging out with the kind of people that are going to be at this event, comes from exposing yourself to new ideas, from listening to new people, from reading new books, from all these things. We're exposing people to new ideas. You're bringing together in this series a group of really awesome business owners. And so if nothing else, just being in the same room with those people is probably going to impact you. But if you can pick up a few key ideas about some of these challenges that you've had that are going to give you just a little bit different perspective so you can see it in a different way, we've got all the answers that we need to build our businesses. There's nobody more qualified than you to build your perfect business. But if you've got that little bit of resistance, that little bit of misalignment that's slowing you down, you're really just coming to an event like this to look for those few simple tweaks that are going to help you get everything lined up so that you're just 100% operating on all cylinders, going full speed ahead, not having anything slow you down.
Awesome. Awesome. And the one thing I want to know is, you were on the other end of this. You were a part of the event last time. You're going to be presenting at the event this time. Last time you were impacted upon, but now you get to make an impact. What are you most excited about regarding that position?
I think holding up the high standard that Christina set for us at the last event. She was an amazing speaker, and anybody who missed it should be kicking themselves. And I really just hope to uphold that same standard and deliver some great content and provide an engaging evening for the people who show up. And I think a lot of the same business owners that you work with are the same kind of people that I work with. And it really is these committed, dedicated, self-aware business owners who are trying to feel good, achieve success and happiness, and just like live their best lives.
Awesome. And I think that's the piece that gets me most excited to be hosting these events. And the one thing I want everyone to know is we are going to be putting on an impact event every single month. It's going to be the second Thursday, and you can count on it. We have a great lineup coming up, and we're always going to have about 3 or 4 presenters to introduce to you along the way. With that being said, Mike, we're excited to have you in a couple weeks to present, to really dive into resistance-free leadership and how that aligns with really what I do is really exciting. But what's the best way people can follow you, reach you, and really connect with you?
Yeah, I'm at bbuildhave pretty much everywhere. Bbuildhave on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I've got bbuildhave.com as my website. Best way to connect with me directly, Mike at bbuildhave.com is my email address. Feel free to reach out. I love connecting with people. We'll just see what's up.
All right, awesome, Mike. Well, we're looking forward to having you next month. September 10th, it's going to be at 6:30 p.m. We'll have some raffles, giveaways, fun things, and most importantly, some awesome information. So you can join us for that event. It's at 1287 Penn Avenue in Wyomissing at Keystone Specific Chiropractic Center. Once again, I'm Dr. Bill Moss with Keystone Specific. You can connect with me on Facebook at Keystone Specific Chiropractic Center or at Get Specific PA. Dr. Bill at Get Specific PA. So we look forward to having you and really celebrating this awesome event. So again, Mike, thanks again for taking the time and being with us, and we look forward to having you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Bill. Thanks.